night vision. It improves short-term focus. It takes about an hour after drinking one of these. And you can demonstrate this by drinking one of these and going out driving around at night without your glasses. No, I'm just joking. Keep your glasses on. But it also prevents muscle damage. So blackbird is really, really good stuff, and I don't know anybody else that has it.
All right, we also have in here rhodiola. We have rhodiola neuro. We have rhodiola in these two products because of its benefit for mental and physical performance. And then vitamin B supports your body's natural energy production as well as helps your body break down protein and make red blood cells. Now we also have a lot of natural extracts in there. We have a whole grape extract, a grapeseed extract, and Siberian ginseng and apple extract. And I know we're very excited by this whole grape extract because it's called Power Grape. And Dr. Witherly, can you tell us a little bit about the clinical studies on Power Grape?
When Nature Race Company showed me the clinical trial studies, I said, you gotta be kidding me. They said, no. I said, you gotta be kidding me. Look what it does in energy performance, recovery capacity. It improves your ability to exercise dramatically. It's almost like I mentioned, it's have to do training without training. Power Grape comes from Bordeaux seeds without the alcohol. So it's a wonderful, wonderful energizer. It's probably the finest ingredient that we have in the dough. So the Power Grape has clinicals. Go online. If you don't believe me? Look at the research and it'll blow you away. What a great product. We have it in this little shot.
And also,
I was going to just say, we had an NIH-funded study. It was a 10-year study in extracts of grape and grapeseed preparation and resveratrol. So we published several papers. Some of them are on the white, some of the white papers are on the back. Some of them are not yet published, but we have some pretty exciting data looking at the benefits of resveratrol and grapes and things of that nature. And there's some very strong cardiac protective effects. There's a very powerful anti-inflammatory effect. And so one of the things that's really interesting to me is when people think of inflammation, they think of knee and joint pain. That's correct. But bioinflammation, so there's elevations of certain types of enzymes when things get inflamed, are the precursor of heart disease, Alzheimer's, cancer, stroke, and about 78 or 90, I think the number's like about 100 different human diseases are related to bioinflammation. And one thing that's very interesting is you've heard of the chemical or the compound ViSalus that's used for inflammation. It's pulled off the market because it's a super selective, sorry, a little technical here, super selective COX-2 inhibitor, cyclooxygenase 2 inhibitor. It's one of the pathways for inflammation, so it blocks that pathway. And what they found is that some of those people had an increased risk of heart attacks after taking ViSalus because there's two pathways. One is the COX pathway, the other is the 5-LOX pathway, the lipoxygenase pathway. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to bore you here, but the grapeseed blocks both of those pathways and really stops bioinflammation dead in its tracks. And it's a very exciting compound, has a lot of health benefits, and I'm just excited that it's in a lot of our products.
or in English. Sorry, or in English it works. The Power Grape is amazing and it's very high in antioxidants, and antioxidants do support your body's natural response to inflammation. And also the Power Grape in the clinical is shown to increase the cell uptake of oxygen. And you mentioned something about that on stage. Could you repeat that?
To see that slide on the right, to get that type of effect, you would have to run every day 8,000 feet to get that effect. And you get that effect by sitting in your chair drinking the shot. It's that good. And probably somebody's going to say to us, like blood dopamine is bad for you. It's French, it can't be that bad. And it comes from French grape skin. So I'm not going to French to get mad at me. So it's completely legal. It's a food. It doesn't act like food. And only you guys have it.
Right, we covered off some of the citrulline, malate, and isomaltose. Say that 3 times really fast. I want to talk about glucuronolactone.
Glucuronolactone is a compound found in many foods, but it's also an energizing compound. You've probably seen it in some other products, but glucuronolactone, it's hard to say, is an energizing compound. It's also detoxifies. I just want to say one more word about this isomaltose, which is a little easier to say. This is a special sugar. This comes from corn. The invention is with McDonald's because you just can't stop yourself. Drink the Pro along with the meal to make it less damaging. I had to study with it. It's unbelievable. So here's another effect of the Pro. It makes unhealthy foods more healthy.
Dimethylaminoethylamine is basically, it's from fish, where it comes from. There's a lot of data out there to look at supporting cognition and brain function. There's data that suggests that it may be beneficial for things like ADHD and things of that nature. Again, we don't treat or cure anything, but people have asked me, would the omega vitals or would neuro be helpful for my child who's got some issues with attention? The answer is, I certainly hope so. We have some nice anecdotes, but they are indeed anecdotes. So DMA is a wonderful compound, safe and very effective. And I also want to mention arginine. I usually like to talk about things that we've done studies. We've worked in the lab for more than 25 years on a lot of these different things. And so we have a couple of studies looking at arginine. Arginine is a very potent vasodilator, so it improves blood flow. And also, Dr. Witherly put citrulline in a couple of the ingredients, which bypasses your liver, goes to your kidneys, and turns into arginine. So your body synthesizes it from the citrulline. You get it here directly as arginine. Powerful vasodilator. We believe that that helps perfuse tissues, improve cognition theoretically. And I don't know when we were to talk about rhodiola. So.
Great. All right, we have your comparison chart. All the other major brands just use caffeine, taurine, and sugar. All that does is jack you up, get you wired, and make you feel jittery. So we don't do that. The Nutri Cookie. Yay, Nutri Cookie. Great for the whole family. Now we just improved it. For those of you who didn't get to try the Nutri Cookie, we've changed the way we do our flavor system, the way we make the cookies. So it's now a soft bake technology.
And I want to tell you, just like I make my vegetables and I don't really like them, I know they're good for me, I didn't really like the cookies, to be honest. I didn't like them. They were hard, they were great. I've never chipped a tooth. I just had one of the new ones today. Actually, I've had one of each. I've had all three. I hate oatmeal raisin. It was phenomenal. The peanut butter was outrageous, and I think I did not find a chocolate chip, but they are amazing. The new flavors, and it's fantastic. I think you really like them. A great, healthy meal replacement as well.
So how does it compare? Well, there is no comparison. Nobody else includes the 2.2 servings of fruit and vegetable nutrients that we have in there. Dr. Witherly, do you want to talk about why we have vitamin vitamin G in the cookie and what the health benefits could be?
We added extract vitamin into the cookies because people don't get their 10 servings of fruit and vegetables per day. So what we did, we went to a company that took the vegetables and made an extract from them, so we put it into the cookie. So if you can't eat right, at least it's in the cookie. The cookie also has an appetite suppressant in there for protein. We don't mention this enough, but we should. Also, in the cookie, because I know the kids will be eating it, we have a fiber source in the cookie. This fiber source in the cookie has an amazing property. It increases your calcium absorption. It increases it by up to 40%, and it's in the cookie. So have a cookie, have a glass of skim milk, and it's really going to absorb that calcium.
So it's really funny. There was a very nice man to me today who said about 10 years ago he saw papers about acetyl L-carnitine, alpha-lipoic acid, and coenzyme Q10 that was patented, and there were papers written about it. And I didn't know how to say. I wrote the papers, so they were part of what made our patent. We wrote some of those initial papers. There's a lot of other papers out there, but they're also in the back office. So the patented anti-age energy formula has 4 ingredients. It has the acetyl L-carnitine, which I said earlier comes from either 15 to 20 pounds of broccoli or 3 to 4 steaks. And so that's, people always ask me, is this all natural? There are some ingredients that can't possibly be natural. You can't put 15 pounds of broccoli into one capsule. It just doesn't work. So this is one of those examples. The acetyl L-carnitine and alpha-lipoic acid together actually work to help upregulate mitochondrial function. The function of that mitochondria declines with aging. We know that. And we have data in animal models to show that we can not only slow that process of decline of mitochondrial function, but we can turn that clock back by a small but statistically significant degree. It's one of the reasons that we were awarded a patent.